Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Perranuthnoe. Located in Mounts Bay, Perranuthnoe offers easy access to the launch via a good concrete slipway with nearby car park, cafe, public toilets and even a tackle shop just a couple of miles up the road. Perranuthnoe has everything you need right here. There's some interesting looking reef to the right and left with interesting looking prominent rocks clearly marked on the Navionics boating app. That will surely be a good place to look for some pollock and bass. The forecast wind is light today from the north, which should help flatten off any swell and waves, so the conditions should be good. Today we're fishing the ebb on a fairly good sized tide with minimal swell with a good length of interval at up to 10 seconds. Hi, welcome to Kite Fishing Cornwall. Today I'm launching from Perranuthnoe, so I'm just going to give you a quick look around at what the facilities are like here, what the parking's like, what the launch is like. So this is the car park here. We've got, well, I can get my van in, as you can see. So there's a space there for like half a dozen or so vans, public toilets, honesty box, £2, bargain. Nice to shop somewhere and not feel like you're getting robbed straight away. Yeah. And then, you know, quite a few spaces here if you're down in a car. This is the way down to the beach. It's a sandy beach with there's steps access and a slipway access. And at high tide, the tide will come up the slipway. So that's your only option at high tide. It's the only option at any bit of the tide is to go down the slipway. But at high tide, it might prove to be a bit tricky if there's waves rolling you around or rocking around on the slipway. Also got a cafe here, which, you know, it's got outside seating. They do all sorts, and it's nice, isn't it? You know, I'm going to go and buy myself a coffee now, because that's the first thing I want after the toilet when I get off the water. So, yeah, I'm going to grab myself a coffee in a second. I'll just walk you down to the slipway, so you can see what you're dealing with when it comes to launch. It's low tide now, so that's out as far as it's going to go. Really, it's a gentle beach, so you can sort of wade out past the waves and then climb in, which is what I did earlier today. It was too dark when I showed up to take any film, so I've already been out and fished, and yeah, I'm doing it now. So there's the slipway, and the tide, yeah, comes right in and up the slipway, so you can't access that side of the beach at high tide. Well, I suppose it depends on how high the tide is. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, like I said, I've already been out on the water and done that bit. Just doing this bit now. Here comes a big one. Well, bigger than the last lot. And we're away. Oh God. Right, welcome to Kite Fishing Cornwall. Today I've launched from Perranuthnoe, and I'm gonna just look for bass today. There's loads of shallow reef out here, so much that it's, for me anyway, difficult to know where to start looking for pollock on this size reef. There's some obvious places that I have noted down on my phone, which I've not got with me, which is in the van. So that's not a very good start. Oh, right, where was I just ran up to the car or the van and got my phone. Good thing it's not that far away. Daft as it sounds, I'd rather be without my fish finder than without my phone on the water, because I think the boating app is far more important for actually finding fish than your fish finder. But that's probably a matter of opinion. Anyway, I've fished here once before when I just started the kayak fishing, and I fished the area to the right with some bait. Had a couple of small fish, nothing spectacular, but that area, you know, does look potentially good. However, I'm going to try and fish the area around the point to the left, because that does look good on Navionics. There's some like boulders there that are quite prominent, and I think they need to be casted at from the kayak, so I'm going to give that a shot. Just going to troll out there quite close in, because I know that people catch bass regularly down here off the shore, and then yeah, have a crack around there and maybe pop out to 1 or 2 points on the reef that are prominent, look interesting. See if we can mark some fish, find some pollock. Yeah, so I cast out my lures. I've got my smallest Savage Gear sand eels on today, which are 15 grams, because it's not that deep round here. These should be fine. And I found, was it last time? I think it was last time I went out, I was struggling to get fish to take the lures. Maybe something smaller will be a little bit more attractive. So I'll flick these out, bring you back if there's any action. Oh, I should mention as well, I'm on the ebb. There's probably an hour, or what is it now? About 7:30, 8, 9, 10. So I'm about halfway through the ebb, which isn't ideal, but it's the only time I had really to get out and fish. So the conditions are going to allow me, I'm going to do it. One thing I will say at this point about the launch point here is if there's any kind of waves and it's near high water, that slipway, the tide goes up that slipway, so that's your only option. And if there's any kind of waves rolling in and out, I think it might be quite interesting trying to land on that or launch from that. Worth bearing in mind. Right, enough of the chat. I'm only in 1.5 meters of water here, so I should probably have something else on, but we'll see. See if we get on some of these. Actually, I'm going to leave the camera running whilst I troll out today, because first light, you know, I know this spot down here produces bass. I think there's a good chance I'm going to get something. Yeah, I was thinking about what to do today, and I've had quite a few sessions down Mullion of late because of the conditions, the weather. I've managed to get on Porthalstock a couple of times, which those videos will be coming up. I fancy going somewhere different, really. Yeah, I've not fished here on the channel yet, so I thought I would pop down here, have a look around, do a bit of exploring. I've wanted to see this coast from the water for quite some time. I've walked the coast path looking for spots to get down and fish, not really fished it. So yeah, we're quite keen to see what it's like from the water's eye view. It's not bad out here actually today. Not bad at all. Sunrise is at 7:30, so I've missed sunrise. Apparently it's up. I can't see it. But it is pretty cloudy. Very cloudy. See if I can get those. Look at that huge cave under that. I guess the coast path goes right over the top of that massive cave there. There's a pretty spectacular building up there. I'm not sure what that is actually. I will look that up when I get home. And that's where I'm heading, Cudham Point. So I'm going to go around this side, have a bit of a cast about. Maybe pop around the other side, cast around there if there's nothing happening this side. I've been down there with my shore rod. It was pretty rough and pretty cold, and to be honest, the waves were pretty big. It was a bit sketchy, so I didn't hang around long. But it reeked of bass to me, so that's pretty much why I'm heading that way today. Right, I'm out, well, not quite at the point. I'm alongside. I'm going to just have a few, the wind's blowing me back to shore, so I'm going to have a few casts in a spot, or at a spot where I think there might be fish, and then move on. It's overcast, a bit dull, so I'm going to pick the white sand eel. Ooh, that's gone too far. And I'm just going to, yeah, have 3 or 4 casts here, move up a little bit, have 3 or 4 casts, move up a little bit until I'll find fish, hopefully. The visibility is good, so if there's fish around, they should be able to see the lure easy enough. I think the point's probably going to be the place to go, so I'm not going to spend too much time in between. So I've been down here and fished from the shore, but I couldn't quite reach this rock here, which is in front of me. I reckon it's got to be worth a few casts in here. I reckon it's accessible from the shore if you know, you were fairly confident in those kinds of situations. Right, I'm going to have a little cast around the top side of it. I'll have a few casts here. Before moving on. Right, and another place, so nothing around that boulder. I'll have a few casts here. And there's a couple of likely looking places around the other side I want to try. If nothing shows up, I'll try that chunk of the reef. A little bit of reef I had my eye on. Right, I've tried all the points around the reef, the headland I wanted to try, and I've not even so much as a bite. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper to 1 or 2 other marks, make my way back round and look at the reef. and see if we can find something. This is a slow start if ever there was one. Right, I just did a lap of the point trolling just to see if there was a shoal knocking about down there somewhere, because it seems like a likely spot, and there is a shoal of fish there, but don't know what they are. Just dropped the lure right through them. Yeah, loads of fish there. They're not going for this white, what's it? I might stick a little tiny metal on. Right, just lost that lure and my leader. So I've tied a new leader. I've got a little 30-gram metal on. I'm going to see if I can find out what that shoal of fish was that's down there that wasn't interested in the soft plastics. It's still where I left it. I mean, I kind of think it's probably a load of small pollock. Even the smallest of pollock should be able to manage this little tiny lure. But it doesn't look like they want it. Oh, okay, they do. That's a fish. Right, so we'll see what it is. My money's on a tiny pollock. Yeah. That's what we got. That's that's food size, isn't it, for a bass? So tiny. But it also kind of suggests to me that there's no decent pollock down there, because that is also food size to a decent pollock. So probably worth moving. Right, I've just done like a 15-minute pedal across the reef, and I've pretty much marked nothing. So there, I didn't bother stopping. I've just made my way over to this area. There's a finger of rock here that's called the Grebe. So, ooh, that's gone further than I thought it would. So I thought I would just spend half an hour throwing lures at this area, and see if I can get lucky. But it is pretty much slack water now. We're approaching slack water. In all honesty, I think I'd be lucky to pick anything up here now. But you never know, do you? I only want one, so worth a shot. Anyway, yeah, what I'll do is I'll leave camera running when I land, and you can see the pull back to the car park there. So if you fancy coming down here, you know what you're getting yourself into. It's quite steep, actually, so I'm not particularly looking forward to that one. But yeah, the idea of this video was just to sort of show the area off a little bit if anyone's down this way and it's a convenient place for them to launch. The fishing hasn't been hot today, but in all honesty, I didn't expect it to be, given the state of the tide. And that's, just because it hasn't fished well today doesn't mean that it won't fish well on another day, or even, the next tide. It's one of those things, isn't it? So I think there's good potential here for bass, for sure. Oh, hang on, that's a hit. Is that a hit? No, I'm reeling too slow. That's a hit, yes! What have we got? I was definitely reeling too slow. Look, another wrasse. Wrasse bashing. They're such rubbery mouths on these things. Okay. Just a little one. There you go. Right, despite my best efforts, no bass, and only a couple of tiny pollock and wrasse. So, yeah, not the best fishing ever. But the point of this video, wasn't necessarily to catch tons of fish, although that's always nice. It was to check out this area for myself, and also for people that might, be in the area and want a convenient place to launch and fish. I like the look of this area I'm in at the moment. I think there's great potential here. So although today's fishing's not been great, it's still valuable for me as a recce. This is somewhere I'll be coming back, but I'll make sure to come back on a flood. I think come back on the flood tide, fish this area again. Yeah, I'll take a bit of footage going up the slipway up to the car park, so you can see what that's like. If you're thinking about fishing here, you can come prepared and know what you're getting into. Show you the car park, that kind of thing. Don't know why I'm talking about it now, because I put it at the beginning of the video. It's just I haven't filmed it because I was here like really early, couldn't sleep again. Tons of jellyfish, those little pinky ones. Yeah, okay, right, that's it. I very much doubt anything's going to happen between now and the shore, so thanks for joining me today. If you want to see other spots to launch and fish on your kayak, I've got a playlist of places that shows you what the launch site's like, and I'll talk a little bit about what's available to catch there and where to fish and things like that, and the facilities. Yeah, check it out if you're coming down or you want to try somewhere new. Yeah, and if you like it, if you like the content, give us the old thumbs up and a subscription if you would, please. Don't cost anything, and help me grow my channel, keep the videos coming, that kind of thing. Thanks very much. See you next time.